Look at this beautiful lake. This is the world's largest acidic volcanic crater lake. Let's collect some water samples. This is a sample from the sulfuric acid lake. This is white vinegar. This is purified water. We will now test their acidity with pH test papers. The redder the paper is, the more acidic the sample it is. Here come the results. The sample from the sulfuric acid lake has a pH of about 1, vinegar a pH of 3, and purified water a neutral pH of 7. So it is very clear that the sulfuric acid lake water is the most acidic one here. But how destructive can such acidic water be? Let's test it with marble stone. Look, the marble stone in the acidic water is giving off a lot of bubbles. This rigorous reaction shows how acidic this lake water really is. It's even more mind-blowing that this acid pool is 180 meters deep and holds twice as much water as the West Lake. Apart from the Archaea, nothing survives here. But that disaster was not going to rest. It then sent the Earth into total darkness. The Earth's surface temperature plummeted in the absence of sunlight. In 1257, Semelas eruption in Indonesia led to global cooling. According to the medieval chronicles, it was a cold and rainy period in Europe. In China, southern zone historians noted the freezing of the West Lake. All these were potentially related to this massive cooling event. Although the Semelas eruption did not reach the peak intensity of level 8, its impact was enough to sweep across thousands of miles. But if it were the real deadly eruption, what would have happened? It was a volcanic winter. More than 2 billion tons of sulfur dioxide entered the stratosphere and became sulfate particles. They spread out across the stratosphere like a sunshade. The average temperature in the northern hemisphere dropped by more than 10 degrees Celsius, and it persisted for a whole decade. This was what the Earth experienced, a mega avalanche that engulfed everything. Widespread acidic rain that burned all life forms, and a disaster in total darkness. Why are volcanoes in Indonesia so powerful? To uncover this secret, we must open the gate to the Earth's core. This is my first time on a crater of an active volcano. Although the crater floor is more than 100 meters away, I can still hear a distinct snarl from the Earth's core. There is also a pungent smell. All this point to a destructive force lurking deep under the gate to the Earth's core. Come, let's dive down together. Through the thick smoke and the fumarole, the deeper we dive, the higher the temperature rises. In front of us is a magma chamber where magma accumulates. On a planetary scale, many tectonic plates meet here and keep pushing downward. After going through physical and chemical reactions like dehydration and melting, they became magma and gathered in this chamber. In the eruption that occurred 74,000 years ago, this enormous magma chamber alone was stuffed with 5,600 cubic kilometers of magma, enough to build 2 Mount Chumoloma. It was literally a pressure cooker, wooden evolved by the slightest and the world shatters. But this is the whole truth behind the disaster of 74,000 years ago. I have to do this job by myself because everyone else is busy.
It will be better if you have some orange juice.
No problem, let's get some. Yes, that deadly eruption did not wipe out everything. There was also silver lining.
Electrificados en el GarageTV. Electrificados. Electrificados en el garage.